Good day, mates. We got another diecast car. This time a historic rally winner, the 1964 Rally Monte Carlo winner. It's an Austin Mini Cooper S, and this is the first year where they pretty much won the Monte Carlo Rally for 4 years. Although one of the years it was disqualified for headlights that may have been illegal. So, I still consider it still won. The great thing about these things is, they're small little cars and they beat out like V8 engined cars. Like, I think the Ford Cortina may have been one of its competitors. I don't know if that was a V8 though. Let's see here. GCD model made this thing, and they're coming out with all 4 years. I've already ordered the 1969 one, but it hasn't shown up, so I don't know what the deal is there at that. Paddy Hopkirk is the driver of this year's car, and you can see the real car at the British Motor Museum. One of these days I'll have to get out to that place. This is a really tight sleeve. So yeah, you got the license plate there. You got all these this historic background with oddly no actual car. And oh, there it is. I see. So yeah, that's cool. And this is actually approved by Mini. So, and it says 445. So I guess that's the number and the amount of cars that GCD has cranked out. Is this really necessary? Really? It's a cleaning cloth. I've never. I complain about garbage all the time, but especially plastic garbage. You guys need to understand, people are finding plastic in human brains now. The brain works on electricity. It sends electrical impulses to your muscles. So if we're putting plastic, which is an insulator, into our brains, at what point in time is everyone going to start just dying or having muscles convulsions because our brains aren't working anymore because they're being insulated with plastic? Right? So that's why I'm really harsh on this sort of stuff. So if this is vacuum formed plastic, again, I kind of feel they could have had 2 screws like all other die-cast cars. So that's just kind of weird, because who also wants to just have a car floating in space like that in a display box? Right? It's just strange. So now that I remove that, who's going to do this? Right? I've seen this done by this brand before, and that's why I don't really collect this brand, because this is just plain stupid. Right? I might sound harsh, but come on, it is what it is. This is absolutely stupid. Screw it down. It's that simple. Or don't even have the box anyways and just have a cheaper model. Right? Because this is all I really wanted to have. This, we have this graphic here. It does show the rally, but this graphic is a sticker, so I know this is going to peel up and look bad in the future anyways. So I've now bought more garbage that's going to end up in your brain. Recycling is a lie in most cases. So recycling is the plastics industry convincing you that you should buy more plastic. It's not good. Anyways, rally racing is awesome. I used to have a 1991 Mini Mayfair, and I painted it to look like a rally car. It was awesome. It literally felt like a go-kart. You wouldn't want to get into a car accident in one of these, but for small, slow streets, seems like it's alright. Alright, let's try to be more positive. The wheels, the stamped wheels, look pretty good. The tires, they're curved and kind of ballooning out. For a tire that's never been screwed down to a base, I'm not sure why this one is so lumpy. This tire looks fine. Maybe it's not on the wheel so much, but I don't know why this tire looks all lumpy, but it is a rally car. Does it have tread? It does have tread. One of the strangest treads I've ever seen, though. I apologize for the paint. I'm always making models. So yeah, that's weird. I think I'd just rather have slicks instead of... These look like treads in a sci-fi movie or something. Well, while we're down here, we have a photo etch skid plate, so that's actually pretty nice. I mean, that's cool, a skid plate. Separate chromed plastic exhaust. And then I assume under here there's a screw and maybe a tab in the back. But yeah, I don't display my models like that. So I would be perfectly fine having screw holes, screwing that to the base. It is a toy, apparently, because it rolls pretty well. And yeah, so what's also weird though is there's nothing telling you what this car is here, or even who made it. So that's strange, right? That should be molded in here. It is a metal base. So we do have just this red paint scheme. It's not metallic or anything like that. And we have the number box, which is tampo printed, not a decal. Fantastic. It's paint. Paint is good. Same with the silver chrome lining here. Paint. External hinges look alright. The weld seam here is alright. The plastic molded windows have ridges with some silver paint for the molding there. The door handle sticking out with a little bit of silver paint. Again, tampo printing looks great. British flag, okay. Then we have the 3 lights here. Focus. With the Lucas covers, looks good. Yeah, tampo printed. Headlights are nice, clear plastic with a silver bezel, and it looks like there's a light bulb back there. Even the turn signals here are clear plastic, so that's really nice. Yeah, the real car actually has clear lights with a yellow-orange light bulb down here. Although, wait a second. Then what are these things? No, I see that. I see that as well. Oh, wait a second. This is supposed to be a fog light, like an auxiliary light like this. It's just a little bit small. And then I guess this is the turn signal. Yeah, okay, well, interesting. I don't know, that's kind of weird. Doesn't look quite like the photograph, but it's close. So the registration is a tampo print. The rally badge is a tampo print, looking good. This thing has wiper blades that actually are molded, I think. Are those metal? I think they must be molded. They're interesting. I've never seen wiper blades like this in the hobby. It has to be metal. Yeah, so this is a photoized piece, but this is what's been etched away. That's why it looks like grainy. That's an interesting wiper blade. I mean, it works. I've just never seen anything like that before. Alright, the molding there looks good. And then we have the light up top with the clear lens. Looking good. A chrome plastic back half. And then we have the fuel filler. It's silver or chromed plastic. The taillights here, these slot taillights are clear, but there's some paint back behind it. And then this is the auxiliary rear light, and it's just chromed. It's ideally, well, I guess you can only do so much, but I almost feel like they could have somehow taken this. No. Anyways, it would have just been cool if that had a clear lens also. This is a tampo print also, this registration. Oh, this might be part of the thing holding it together. This little light thing, I don't actually think it should be here. This casting is for, I think, a more modern Mini. Alright, this is a separate piece. Yeah, glued on there. Very good. And the other fuel filler looks pretty good. The central exhaust, it's got a little bit of a divot there. Chrome plastic bumpers with the little bumperettes. That's accurate to the photographs, it seems. And then the white roof, it's paint, a little dirty, but yeah, all in all, pretty good. No side mirrors, but looking at the photos, I don't think this car had side mirrors. No, it didn't. And this one actually has the sliding windows, not roll up and down. This is an early time, right? 1964. So it turns out I actually have something similar, the Greenlight version of this registration. But the Greenlight's just a horrible brand compared to all the Asian brands. First of all, that has painted on headlights. That's the main problem. Yeah, painted on taillights. So the red itself is not really the red one associates with the Mini. It's almost looking like it's pink pink or orangish in this lighting. So yeah, it's definitely inferior. But at the time, that's all there was. So here's a road-going version of the Mini by Greenlight as well, and so I'm okay with that. But the price of a Greenlight is far less than the GCD, so it's less, maybe half the price. So I guess it makes sense. Compared to a modern car, here's a Mini GT Bentley something. It's a blue Bentley, because Mini GT doesn't think it's important to tell people what the car is. So you can see a modern blue car versus a classic Mini. It's it's funny. Every now and then I see a classic Mini driving around, and I love the things, but I fear for the driver dying in a car accident. If these two things met in a high-speed crash, that's why you rich people drive Bentleys. Let's leave it at that. Before this, I even had this registration. Same registration, but it's a plastic Dido pullback. No, yeah, that's a pullback motor, but the motor doesn't. Oh, there it is. So for a piece of plastic, it's actually pretty good. At least they got the lighting better. This is what they're supposed to look like. Bigger lights on the side. But it's not quite 164. You'll see it's a little bit smaller. Maybe it was supposed to be like 176 or something. I don't know. So oddly, this little Dido thing has the best headlight shape. This clearly is the most details, that's for sure. It just could have been better. Could have been better. Alright, well, anyways, let's get this thing over here on my little snow coaster. Well, I'm really happy that they're making all 4 years. If you really love the Austin Mini Coopers, you want to get all of them. Oh, we didn't even go about the interior. I was just so distracted by other things. So let me switch back here to the interior. Alright, so we have this racing looking steering wheel. No airbags in this time of day. No headrests at that point in time either. The door panels actually have some details as well. And then the center speedometer, all the gauges. That dashboard is a rally dashboard. A normal Mini didn't have a dashboard like that. So that's cool that they actually molded a racing dashboard. But I guess if they're going to make 4 releases at the same time, it makes sense. The seats, I don't know if this racing car would have had seats this elaborate. They look almost like custom street seats, right? The two-tone effect. Anyways, it's a nice interior. Just don't know if it's realistic to the racing car. There's no... Oh, wait, there is a rear view mirror as well. So that's nice to have. So again, very cool. A piece of racing history where the little guy took on the giants and won 4 years in a row. So I will be getting number 177 whenever they release that. I just wish, this brand and a lot of other brands didn't make me buy a lot of stuff I don't want. Like a floating display case and a cleaning cloth. Really, totally unnecessary. Thank you for watching today. We'll see you when number 177 comes in.